Hey Brickmaniacs, Lando here today at another Designer Studio episode of Brickmania TV. Joining us today is Mary Wilson, and you have our all-new Scorpion, right? What's the official name of this kit?
FV101 Scorpion, and also the FV107 Scimitar. Well, this is the Desert Storm model, and it is a British RCV. I guess it's technically not a tank, but it's a
reconnaissance.
Reconnaissance.
Yeah.
I'm really okay. Reconnaissance vehicle. And so right now this is the Scorpion version. And the main difference between the Scorpion and the Scimitar is just the armament. So it's a barrel switch, but
Sure.
it's two tanks in one.
Yeah, right on. And so this would be more of like a Desert Storm variant that we would have seen in the early 90s.
Yes, all tan. Got our nice chevrons on the side.
Yeah, cool.
Desert Storm.
Yeah, maybe just want to go over some features of the model and stuff you want to point out.
Yeah. So this, first of all, I came from building the taxi and the Lambro and all that, so it was kind of nice to go back to a tank.
Right.
And so it was kind of strange because this one's so little, and but the turret is still pretty sizable. It's basically half of the. If you're looking down, it's half of the size of it, which is kind of crazy. But there's kind of a lot going on in the turret. We've got different packs on the back and 2 antennae, and then 2 opening and closing hatches for 2 minifigs. And then we also have some extra features. They store a bunch of stuff on here. So you've got the spare wheel and shovel and tools. You've got some boxes on this side and extra gas can. And then of course the wonderful printed parts. We've got all of our wheels nicely printed, and then the chevrons like I said earlier. And then we've got a license plate up there, and then this beautiful minifig.
Thank you. Yeah, and it turned out nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty small tank though, so you can see pretty much all the features because it's so little.
I'm noticing some printed wheels on there, right?
Yep, printed wheels on there, including the spare wheel.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Yeah, and that seems like it would go really well with a lot of the other vehicles in our Desert Storm collection that we've been releasing this month.
For sure.
With that identification chevrons on the side.
Yeah, they all match.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like desert, I guess, so that's not too hard to do. I don't know. What was some challenges maybe building this kit, or?
I think my biggest challenge was probably getting this front slope, because I wanted it to be obviously it's brick built, but I was looking and trying all of the different slopes that are actual slope brick, and just none of them fit. They were so close. So I actually went through 4 different iterations of this front slope before I decided on this, which allowed me to have the extra storage on the side. So I think that was probably the biggest challenge, even though this turret came pretty easily because it was very similar to some previous turrets.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess it was just that front slope though.
Yeah. So are you finding, as you're creating more and more designs here, like you mentioned, it was a nice change from a smaller vehicle. Are you incorporating more and more things that you've learned along the way into these builds?
Oh, for sure. It's just getting so much easier, especially as when I build a new kit, normally I go back and reference a lot of the old instructions for kits that I haven't looked at in person. But it's nice that I have that library that I can go through and look at the older techniques and then see how it can be applied here, especially for things that are similar sizes, because this is a smaller tank that I've worked on, but before I was doing larger tanks, and just the way you can represent certain features with just 1 or 2 bricks, it's really nice that people have done that before me.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not building it from completely from scratch, So yeah, it's definitely getting easier as I go.
That's cool to hear that just, I guess, practicing practice makes perfect, I guess the saying is.
For real.
Right on.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to go over?
Nothing else I want to go over, but do you want to?
Sure, yeah, I can go over the figure. Awesome, thank you. Here we go. So let me get my fancy little stand over here. This is, again, an early 90s era British tanker and he's in that really awesome kind of like brush stroke looking camouflage pattern. That's DPM camouflage, and that's in that, again, desert tones. They have a jungle version that's also really cool looking. But yeah, this would just be one of my more favorite camouflages out there. Really cool, I guess, painterly look to it. You can go back to like World War II and see like the old brushstroke camos that kind of have some similar look to it. Just wearing a parka and some trousers there. Again, it's a pretty simple loadout. You know, the desert can get a little bit chilly at night, so you know, maybe I guess that's kind of why he's wearing the parka and kind of and a bit of a sweater underneath. I guess one of the main features you'll notice here would be this brand new combat vehicle crew helmet. There is a British version of this helmet that has some kind of like caps that go over those headphones, but it did look like occasionally you would see, especially in the more modern, with the Scimitar especially, you would see, I guess maybe this is the more like American, I don't know if it was developed in America, but the more American style of that shell covering that doesn't quite go over the ears quite the same. But it's a very close approximation of what you would have seen them wearing even during Desert Storm. In any case, a really awesome, I think, 3D printed model that we've designed in-house. And then I guess another note would be the goggles, very similar tanker goggles to what American forces would be wearing. One notable exception would be those amber tinted lenses. And I don't know, I just keep seeing this come up throughout history, even like, you know, World War I, World War II, it seems like the British have either yellow or orange tinted lenses more commonly than other forces. I don't know if that's a normal thing. Maybe it's just a few pictures that I've been seeing, but I don't know if it's good for like foggy days and training, I'm not sure. But I definitely am seeing a more tinted lenses like that. So I just thought that was an interesting little feature to include there. Other than that, yeah, I kept this minifigure sparse. And I think one thing I like adding to minifigures would be, it is kind of nice keeping them sparse sometimes because that lets you use them for a lot of other minifigures. You could mix and match this torso and these legs on a whole wide range of different minifigures if you like customizing. So I always kind of have that in the back of my head for all the minifig customizers out there, that this is kind of a really versatile minifigure in that respect as well. So. All right, that's the minifigure. Thank you very much, Mary Wilson, for joining us. And that is the Scorpion tank, designed by Mary Wilson. For more information, please check out brickmania.com.